Hello, I'm David Finkle. This is my home.
Hi, my name is Oscar Wall, and this is my home.
Hi, my name is Kiho, and welcome to my home.
I have to think about that. I suppose what would be most obviously my creative outlet is writing fiction. And that does demand a certain amount of creativity. I tend to start from scratch, create characters. Although I don't, well, starting from scratch, I would say I start from an idea. I start from a what if, frequently. I start from, I can get an idea almost anywhere. I recently got an idea, but just by looking at a photograph that a friend of mine took, that I thought, oh, there's something there. I can write about that. I can create something from that. But everything, I do a lot of theater criticism, and that's responding to someone else's or some theater. Of course, it's a huge collaboration, the creativity of many people, and but many things in life are creative. Friendships, having good friendships, I think, are creative. And I don't cook, so I'm not creative, and definitely not creative in that way. But I would say, if you're a creative person, it's possible that you approach everything you're doing in your daily life is some form of creation. My space here, I'm comfortable in my space. My apartment, my flat. I'm very happy here, and so I'm comfortable writing here. I don't have to, although I do a lot of my writing elsewhere. Now that I remember it, much of my writing was done at homes of friends in London, because before the pandemic, I was in London 3 times a year and probably spent 2 months of the year living in London. And when I'm in London, I find it's much easier for me to write, or it was then, much easier for me to write, because I did not face theater review and book review and the occasional movie review and art review. My favorite part is, I guess I would say, how happy I am to be in this apartment. Everything I like is around me. I like some of the art I collect. I like being surrounded by books. Books have always meant a lot to me. I don't think in 30 or 40 years people will have bookshelves. They will not. Anthony Pohl, the English writer who wrote the 12-volume Dance to the Music of Time, one of his books is called Books Do Furnish a Room. And I think that's true. But I also put up a lot of postcards and that remind me of exhibits I've been to, and the things I've done. So a small mask collection. I'm just happy here, which helps in life, doesn't it, to feel happy? I've always felt that everybody I know who lives in New York City always feels as if, or thinks as if they only had one more room, and I suppose I think if I only had one more room, I'd be fine here. But I'm really, I don't think about drawbacks here. I've just always been comfortable here. The minute I saw it, and then I've lived in several places in Manhattan, and I never move into a place without having walked into it for the first time and knowing this is exactly where I want to live. So that when I walked into this place, and I'd been looking for a while, I walked in and looked at it. This is it. And the Franklin stove was part of it, because I walked in that door over there, so I saw the living room first, and I saw that where these shelves are were just recessed parts of the brick wall, and I thought, all my books can go in those two places. That's perfect. That's not that I use the Franklin furnace. I did when I first moved in the first couple of years, but I haven't since. And now it's a repository for a lot of my various collections of knickknacks, or tchotchkes, and the bust of William Shakespeare, and who's a big literary hero of mine and everybody else's, I guess. My mother used to say, whenever we return home, she would do a little jingle. Not every time, but frequently. Home again, jiggity jig. No, to market, to buy a fat pig. Home again, jiggity jig. It's the place you come back to when you've been out and you're comfortable there, because everything, at least maybe some people don't go home and are not so comfortable, but when I come home, I'm glad to be here. There's this sofa, and I can lie down on the sofa and watch the television, and it's the place where you get away from the outer world. There's a lot to be said about home, and a lot of it, much has been said. Home is where the heart is. That's a cliche, but it's probably true. A lot of cliches are true. That's how they came to be cliches. Well, many people have written about home. Even Homer, it's all about getting home. The Iliad is all about getting home. And The Wizard of Oz is all about going home, where the place you know and feel familiar, and where the people you love you. I think there's no end to that discussion, John.